All right, so MrBeast is the biggest content creator in the world, and he's made a name off of giving stuff away for free. Literally, one of his biggest videos from the beginning of his career is when he gave money from a sponsorship to somebody just randomly on the street for free without them having to do anything.
This is a new weekly series where I'm getting companies to sponsor my videos, and I'm giving 100% of what they pay me away to random people.
So, if you want to take it, it's about $10,000.
The premise of all his videos literally have people doing some sort of miscellaneous challenge, like staying in a prison for X amount of time and giving them X amount of dollars for every day that they do that.
Every day he survives in this room, I give him $10,000. We literally have $1 million in cash here, so if he survives 100 days, he can become a millionaire.
And when I tell you MrBeast has tons of videos like that, he literally has tons of videos like that. But now MrBeast is faced with a situation where people are calling him a colonizer or some sort of animal for giving people houses away.
In this video, we are building and giving away 100 houses. And each home is going to change a family's life. Like this family, who didn't have a house to call their own. And they have no idea we just built them one. Take off your blindfolds and turn around. Behind you is your brand new home. This is just the first of 100 houses we're giving away.
Now mind you, that video
MrBeast, man. I built 100 houses and gave them away.
goes on for about 9 minutes or so, and this is a great video for people to watch, get inspired by. I mean, they literally are loving this video on the internet. He's planted countless amounts of trees. He's raised awareness for deforestation. Hell, there was even the time where he cured like a bajillion blind people in one video. It was crazy. However, there are some people who are always going to find an issue in anything MrBeast does, so here they are. This person, that vegan healer, says MrBeast is once again displaying his white savior complex while looking like a literal colonizer. The white
Oh my God, bro. God damn. Like, there are actual people in need, and there's this dude that literally got the resources to help out. You going on Twitter and not necessarily taking that power away, because obviously he didn't stop shit, but essentially saying you shouldn't be doing this is like that's such a disservice to the people who actually need the help. Like, would you rather MrBeast not do this and them not get the help that they need, not get the housing that they need? Or do you just want to get the shit off because you're fucking bored on the internet, bro?
This is once again displaying his white savior complex while looking like a literal colonizer. The white savior complex is a narrative where white humanitarians go back to places in usually third world countries that are not as well off as them and give money, resources, or whatever the case may be in order for them to feel good. I believe this person right here is virtue signaling though. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Seeing it as white man saves the day, but not realizing that this man is actually providing some housing for people that desperately need it is honestly terrible, especially when he doesn't gain anything tangibly besides the video views that he gets from it, which then monetizes, but then he takes those monetary gains and puts it back into the video efforts. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And this is without knowing if there are any sorts of obligations that these people have to MrBeast, if there are any, which I doubt that there are. But I would want to know, are we asking those people that are getting some sort of housing or clothing or site from MrBeast, do they feel as if this is white savior complex? Do they feel as if he did this in some sort of nefarious way? Another point on the internet goes,
I don't think they care. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, the people in that position, I think, to be honest with you, they need something, they need help. I don't think they care if it's coming from a white man, an Asian man, a black man, a Jewish person, a Christian. I got a family to feed. We don't got clothes on our back. We don't got clean water. Whoever the fuck wants to help us, I appreciate y'all. So
it's never been that MrBeast shouldn't do it. It's that we shouldn't have to rely on a private millionaire to provide aid and stability for those in need. Yes, the government should provide these things for people. And I 100% agree with what he's saying. If people need houses, we should be able to give them houses, not take them away and make homelessness illegal like we're doing in the United States. That's another conversation. But we all live in reality, and we know that these things aren't getting addressed fast enough in a real tangible way, or by the other millionaires and billionaires that exist in this world. If there's one person who can make X amount of dollars and say to themselves, hey, I want to give it all back, I don't think that we should honestly be stopping him from doing what he's doing. It would be cool to see if there was some government aid or backing that MrBeast could get attached to help maybe expedite the process or have it reach to a vast majority of people. But if he's found a way to do it by himself and all he wants to do is pull out a couple cameras and record, I'm not gonna have a problem with it at all, to be honest with you. Now, MrBeast isn't letting any of this stuff get to him in his personal.
I do have a devil's advocate take on this, and this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with like kick streamers, whatchamacallit, like monetizing the Chris Hansen to catch a predator videos. Like you can make a case that technically like it is a net positive that these motherfuckers are cooking these predators in PDF files. So I don't know. It's just, I think with this, like, MrBeast has a much bigger track record of it. And I don't think he's still, like, monetizing a crime, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Day-to-day life in his efforts with making videos. He's tweeted out over this last video, when we help people, curing 1,000 blind people, building 100 houses, 100 wells, etc. People get mad and say I shouldn't be doing this and the government should. Yes, ideally a YouTuber isn't the one fixing these issues, but I'm not just gonna stand by and do nothing. Which is a better response than a lot of people can say. Honestly, MrBeast not sitting on his hands like another billionaire would is doing more good than it is harm in the grand scheme of things. There are people who are actually getting sustainable water. There are people who are actually having the ability to see and now have a roof over their heads because of him. I think we would actually be judging him in a different way if he was sitting there with money and the possibility to do things and not do anything about it. Actually,
is that Major? Hey, what's good, Brody? What's good? Also, the people that are filming the beating up pedos are also filming assaults. Yeah, I mean, there are differences, but it's just I guess you can argue the premise of, yo, bro, the government ain't doing anything to stop these predators. The government ain't doing nothing to help these homeless people. I'm taking matters into my own hands. And I also would doubt, like, if MrBeast also would be doing this if he didn't have the backing of the money that he makes through the content. So it's like not necessarily a catch-22, but there's a little bit of parallels there. But I still think the key difference is, and I guess technically, like, you're not monetizing a crime per se with MrBeast, but it's like you're still monetizing a fucked up situation. So again, there's parallels there, but I don't know. I do see that angle of things. That's all I'm saying. There's only one situation where you can really get mad at MrBeast for it, and even then he didn't really do anything wrong. It makes you wonder, why need the medium of money in order to supply things? Here you go. They'll be dropped by the way. Made oh shit, he did? Damn. I'm gonna need to see that stream, bro. I'm gonna need to see that stream.
Do find it a little bit strange that MrBeast is doing these things and there are people who aren't, and we have more smoke for MrBeast than we do for them. That makes no sense to me at all. Another talking point that I found when I was crossing the internet was, this isn't this hard to grasp unless you are doing it purposefully, MrBeast. People don't want performative charity that helps only some fans. They want you to put your money where your mouth is and advocate to fix the system that created the need at the same time. Advocacy. Well, for one, I think MrBeast brings great awareness to a lot of different things. Even in the conversation about curing blind people, I think a lot of people didn't even know that this was possible. This was a procedure that could get done, and him getting millions of views does a lot more than potentially ad campaigns that people are gonna put on, you know, park bench.
My thing with MrBeast is just the long track record that he's built now, especially now, from curing people's blindness to providing water to people who need it to helping helping people get houses. Like, It would be one thing if this was just a phase in the MrBeast, I don't know, like his discography, for lack of a better term. But I think we've had a large enough sample size that, like, yo, this is something that he legitimately wants to do. Like, deadass, this is something he legitimately wants to do. So.
Or whatever the case may be to solve issues. I think MrBeast brings light to especially places that don't have commercialized, you know, television spots or whatever the case may be, or what their traumas and stuff that they go through on a day-to-day basis are, as opposed to what their governments or our governments or whoever's governments are doing at the moment. And then again, him doing actual tangible things shouldn't be overshadowed by the need to do advocacy measures in order to get his points across. We can talk about building a house, or we can build a house. I think there's room for both things things to exist, but it doesn't necessarily have to come from one person. You should be holding other people accountable in the same desire. Now, if you're mad at the edits being too fast, or it's being too jarring of a watch, hey, maybe you got a good gripe there. But the thing about it is there's no such thing as a perfect humanitarian. So it's, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But MrBeast said, I'm just gonna go ahead and do. Are you gonna want somebody to speak out, want somebody to actually build the houses, want somebody to not put their face on it, want somebody to not do these things? But all these things are an effort to have the money or the funds or the notoriety to do these things. Now, mind you, MrBeast is doing this all while he has his own ailments to deal with and other channels and business endeavors to deal with as well. I think that it'd be a tall task to ask him to be the perfect humanitarian when
I just think there's so many other billionaires that y'all don't have the smoke for that aren't doing anything just because y'all don't know their names. Like, you don't know what the CEO of Nike's doing, and you don't have the smoke for him. You don't know I don't know, dude, the CEO of some Fortune 500 company that's also a 9-figure earner who isn't doing shit for anyone and is just hoarding all of his fucking money. But you don't have you're not calling him out because like his face isn't front facing. The difference between them and MrBeast is the fact that the way MrBeast makes his money is by putting his name and putting his face on his business. Like, his face is the business. You know what I'm saying? His brand, his likeness is the business. That's the main difference. But I don't know, bro. YB Soul is breaking things down like an iPad kid. What you mean like an iPad? What does that mean? Like an iPad kid? What?
There are other potential people who could be humanitarians that you could focus your efforts on them doing something proper. And I think it's even more interesting when people herald other celebrities like LeBron James, Jay-Z, Colin Kaepernick.
Yo, people's mixes. Yo, you were bored, gang. What the fuck?
Or whoever the case may be, when they talk about police brutality and they get up on stages and stands and usually just use their voice, and some use their dollars to give them credit, but it's not necessarily in a visible way like MrBeast. But they give all the credit in the world to these people, but MrBeast gets all the smoke when he's giving eyesight to people.
In this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness.
They can't see, but we have all the technology to fix it.
Yep, half of all the blindness in the world is people who need a 10-minute surgery.
Crazy.
Now, some people may have an issue about the way that MrBeast is going about doing things, specifically the style of editing, thumbnails, the way that he goes about creating the content, which I guess can be particularly an issue. But MrBeast understands YouTube. He knows the way that YouTube works. We can look at some of his analytics from this past month alone and show that he knows exactly what he's doing when it comes to getting the audience growth and the viewership growth. But what he's doing with the funds is what really matters in the grand scheme of things. He knows how to game the YouTube system or work the algorithm in order to push his content so he can get more eyes, which means advocacy and visibility for the issue. And then he also knows how to do that so he can get more revenue, which means more potential people he can give literal eyesight to. Now, of course, we don't know the insides of the brain of MrBeast to know if he truly has nefarious deeds or, negative impact or whatever the case may be on society. I think that'd be parasocial to sit there and ponder upon if that's what he's doing or not doing or whatever the case may be, especially because when we can see in a very tangible way that he is doing something that a lot of people regard as positive. He's using his platform, he's using his voice, and he's backing it with the dollars that he's receiving from those things in order to help out society. Now, if you do want to find people who aren't using their voice for positive endeavors or good deeds or to uplift people, look no further than this woman in this video who claims to be
the end screen transition, man. Team O's leveling up, man. I like this. I like this right here. But yeah, no, I agree with his premise, bro. There is a level of fame where damn if you do, damn if you don't, bro. And I think specifically in the creator space, MrBeast has definitely reached that threshold. I think Kai has definitely reached that threshold with the whole bad reviews ruin companies thing with Marquez Brownlee, bro. Marquez Brownlee surprisingly has reached that threshold. Like, motherfucking reviews phones, dog. Like, how can you have a problem with a dude reviewing phones? Like, what are we doing right now, dude? Like, fuck, bruh. He has a tech channel, and he's been reviewing tech for the last decade. And now we somehow come up with this narrative. He hasn't done anything different. That he's the like, what? Peak boredom. Peak fucking boredom, bro. But yeah, I think there is a level where you reach that shit. Now that I'm thinking about it, who else has reached that? Who else has reached that in the content space? where like, all right, bro, like I really haven't done anything wrong, but motherfuckers are on dick. Let me think, bro. Let me think. Yeah, I already said Kai, MrBeast, Emma Chamberlain has low key. I've paid attention to some of the conversations around her. Emma Chamberlain has low key gotten there as well. Low. Motherfuckers just on his dick because he's fat. Like, I can't even lie, man. And they just don't like his basketball takes. Same thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So, what's the question? Oh, Keith Lee. Yes, Keith Lee's another one, dude.